used to have someone photographer. I now saw my hero. The message that no wonder it's not just enough to be spiritual, to have the fire, to have a good job, to be doing well. You're not romantic. You don't check. If I'm calling her, when you do something in your Bible, let us talk. That's the only thing I'll be saying. So I have to now start saying, oh, no wonder. No wonder. Even though she was a spiritual sister, firebrand, ordained sister too. Then. She was ordained too. Then. But then, this is not, the person that she married was not ordained, was not a worker and anything. I said, no wonder. While I was here in Lagos, not going to the state she was, the guy would travel to go and visit, take her out. Me, I was here. In fact, I have a friend, my friend, very good friend of mine, a prayer partner, but he was opposite of me, as in he was also romantic and everything. So the guy said, no, you will lose this girl. So the guy on my behalf traveled to that state to go and see her. That one came and said, I think you need to go and visit her. You just be there. I said, for what? I said, you know what? God has told me, whatever is mine is mine. Nobody can take what belongs to me. That was what I said. That what God has said it, nobody can take what belongs to me. So said, no, but I think from what I discussed with her, you are not too romantic. You don't check, you don't call, you don't visit. Just take a flight and go there. I said, no. At least she comes once in a month to see her parents. When she comes home, we'll be seeing ourselves. No, I'm not going there. And that was how I lost it. So what I'm saying is, sometimes the error may be from you. Can you check where the mistake come from? That breakup, that jilting, that disappointment. Are there lessons to be learned there? Is it that there are things you must learn? And again, that is just the physical aspect. When I also stood and said, God, you told me about this person. Why would this happen? And God told me something also too. Something too. God said, you know what? I also brought her your way for 2 years and 8 months. If she was not in your life, you will be distracted and you will miss it. So I brought her to tie you down for those period so that you will not miss it. That's another message God told me. Sometimes too, the person that God, just like the intended couple that gave their testimony, it may be for a reason. So don't lament. Don't complain. Don't murmur. Don't wallow up in regret. Can you trust God to look into the messages in those moments that God is passing across? Why should this person leave me? I love the Lord. I'm serving the Lord. I pay my tithe. I'm a worker. Why should this happen to me? Can you take a moment and look into it? It may be that there are things you need to learn. Not everything is the devil. Maybe you are too busy. Maybe you're not romantic. So, in loving again, first look at the mess that happened. What's the message in that mess? Disappointment, the breakup, what's the message for me there? It's very important that you have to get to understand that. And the third thing is, get busy in service. Get busy. Get busy. Get busy. Romans 12:11 says, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. The devil's plan is to humiliate you, to put to shame. Yes, what has happened has happened. Can you get busy and keep working? Don't lock yourself up. Locking yourself up, you are attracting depression. Can you open up? Get busy. This is the time to work more, to continue more in the choir, in ushering, in evangelism, in prayer. Continue more. Don't look down. Let me tell you, they said, which is true. An idle's hand is devil's workshop. What the devil wants to get is to isolate you and bust to a corner so that he can finish your life. Yes, what has happened. Can you pick up yourself again? In the book of Ruth chapter 2, Bible says Ruth lost the husband and she went after the mother-in-law. When she got to the new land, rather than for her to sit down and be crying, oh me, two things happened to Ruth. Number one, she was a widow. Number two, she's an outcast. The Moabites are not allowed to mix with God's people. Despite those two conditions, this girl will not allow her to isolate and say, well, let me just stay in one corner. Bible says she picked up herself, Go look for a job and start working. Whatever setback you have, can I ask of you, don't stop working. Get engaged in God's business. Work for the Lord. Serve Him better. Don't get discouraged. Serve the Lord. Get better with it. I share a testimony of my wife. She was supposed to be here, but somehow she couldn't make it. It would have been sweet with her. Well, 2 weeks to our wedding, our first wedding that was supposed to be, I didn't hold before I came into the picture. 2 weeks to the wedding, something happened. The wedding was cut off. Now, she works in a company that's a very big company, company in Port Harcourt, multinational company. She was an HR. Over 1,000 people knows her. Number two, I'm not bragging here. People know my wife she's very beautiful. Very beautiful. Now, there are several people that have been on her, trying to look out for her, asking her out and go. She has kept herself. All of a sudden, she has sent IV to everybody, some wine and co. They have been picked. They have done introduction, everything. 2 weeks. 2 weeks to the wedding. The family of the guy called and said they are cutting off. Why? They said, they just got what you should have said before. We can't marry somebody from Edo. They are Igbos. Something that is just irrelevant just came up. And the guy in question could not resist the parents. He said, no, we are not going to get married again. Sorry. We're not. After everything, they've paid for all. They've paid for everything. The wedding gown was there. Everything has been sorted out. 2 weeks to. Said, no, we are not doing it again. It was painful for her. Shattered. And then somebody now introduced her to a marriage counselor, which is my own self. I was a client to them in their company anyway. I visit once in a while, that place. But get what? This God is faithful. A year before that time, the first time I will see that lady, that's the first time for me, I will have something like, I don't know, the pull that pulled me towards that. I had to say to myself, am I lost in? Honestly speaking, she was in Port Harcourt, Lagos, I go once in a while. So the first time I will set my eyes on her, the thing that was a pull in my heart, and what's happening to me? When I got back to Lagos, throughout the weekend, that lady picture was on my head. I was disturbed. So I was asking myself, what's the problem? In fact, I got angry, annoyed with myself. What is happening to me? This is not me. I prayed and prayed, it was not going. So I was supposed to be going there every 2 weeks. I booked ticket. I told my boss, I'm going to Port Harcourt the next week. Just to see that, the way I work, that I want to see and kill this thing. What is happening in my heart? So I said, let me go back there. So as I got to the gate, the first person that came out of the gate, she was the one. She was going out. Hello, Mr. Temo, how are you? I said, fine. And then I now look at her hand. I saw engagement ring. I said, what is my problem? What is happening to me? That's how I did it. I beat my chest. What is happening? So I said, God, what is my problem? And that was the last time I would see her. I don't know what happened again. I didn't see her again, even though I go there every 2 weeks. Until that 9 months, she was going to get, a month before the wedding. She came somehow to where I was working, and I heard that voice again in a corridor. I still pick her voice. I just come and sister, you don't greet us. Say, sorry, sir. I used to ask of you. They said, you don't come to Port Harcourt regularly. Sorry, sir. She now went and came back after 3 hours. But when I heard her voice, I was like, maybe something can see. Maybe there is something. So when she now brought the wine and the car, I said, what's your problem? That's the end of it. So I went. So I said, sorry, I won't be able to make it. I'll be in Lagos then. I have a program in church. I won't be able to make it. So when that thing happened, there's a colleague of mine that knows her. That one said to her, call Pastor Yemi. He's a youth pastor. He can help you out during this period. Because she was shattered. That was how they pushed my wife to me. But, wait. We are men of integrity. God saw my heart. Even though it was 2 weeks to our wedding, I said to myself, God saw my heart. What I was thinking is, I said, don't worry, we will pray, and this will be resolved again. Because the problem is not with the guy that he was to marry to. It was the family that said, we won't allow our son to marry somebody from Edo. Igbo will not marry Edo. We have something in our own family history. What they have been dragging since they've done engagement, they've done everything. No? So they just woke up. And these parents were deeper life people. They have gone against Christian. No? They still hold on to custom. So I said, don't worry, we'll pray again. So we were praying. And a month after, they came back to beg. And they said, okay, we'll do again.